All right, it is officially noon, so we are going to go ahead and get started. Before we begin the presentation, I do want to introduce today's speaker, Roger Levering. Roger is our builder insurance specialist here at Maverick. He has his certified builder's insurance agent designation, and over the past 23 years, he's been helping construction clients obtain and also understand their business insurance coverage. So from there, I will let you take it over, Roger.
Thanks, Jenna. Um, so yes, as Jenna said, I'm Rod Levering. I'm the insurance program manager at Maverick Insurance. And here at Maverick, we are set up to partner with only residential home builders and their insurance needs. So we have tons of products available, but today we're going to go ahead and discuss one of the products that I love, Builders Risk Insurance. And we have an agenda. First, we're going to go through what is builder's risk insurance, broad stroke. I think everybody kind of knows what, but we'll, just in case, we'll go over that. And then we're going to give you some industry statistics. And then we're going to have three different supply chain problems and what we have done or what we're trying to come up with to help you combat those on the builder's risk side. And then we'll go ahead and summarize it, the programs, and then we'll leave some time for questions. So, what is builder's risk insurance? I like to explain builder's risk insurance as protection, property damage protection on a structure that you're building while you're going vertical with it. So, it covers the structure for property damage, for fire, lightning, hail, theft and vandalism, very, very important coverage. That's probably the number one claim that's brought against a builder's risk. And you have to look out for some programs. They either are excluding theft and not and vandalism, or they're giving you a sub limit of 10, 15, 25,000 and not giving you the full limit of the policy that you have in place. So for example, if you have a $300,000 home you're building and the policy that you have in place is for 300,000, our programs will cover theft and vandalism up to that $300,000 limit. And then also acts of God, hurricanes, wind driven rain. So just about anything but flood insurance. And if you do need flood insurance, we can help you out with that as well. That's just written on a separate policy. It also helps protect materials, supplies, and equipment on site, in transit, and at other locations. Very important. This is where your theft comes in. Theft, vandalism. Just had a builder the other day had $100,000 worth of windows delivered, and that night they were stolen. So he turned in that $100,000 claim. They're still working on it, but it'll probably be a covered peril through our builder's risk program. Next, it also says can cover additional sub costs or soft costs. Our program does cover soft costs, and it includes $50,000 of soft cost coverage at no additional charge. So we're not even charging you for $50,000 of coverage for soft costs. This will cover things like your profit, as far along as you've gotten on the project, and with this will be able to pay for your profit. All right. Supply chain problems are ongoing. So according to the recent article in Spectrum News, delays on common items due to supply chain issues range from 3 to 6 weeks, with certain materials taking even longer to arrive. Now, I think this is low. I've heard, from a lot of my builders, sometimes it's 4 to 6 months, especially on windows. I just talked to a builder yesterday that they're 4 months out on getting concrete to do the foundation. So, in your area, I'm sure you're aware of what's going on and what's causing delays, but this is a big issue right now, especially for the builder's risk coverage. Materials are going up. So building material prices increased almost 20% during the pandemic. While this percentage has fallen a little bit, it's still much higher than pre-pandemic figures. Um, Home sales. So between April 2020 and April 2021, the price of an average home increased 16%, the largest year increase since 1992. Another big issue when it comes to builder's risk, you want to make sure that you're taking out the correct coverage, limit, so that you're not left holding the bag if something does happen. So now we'll go through a couple of supply chain issues, project delays due to material shortages and transportation issues. So 90% of builders have experienced shortages of supplies. I think that's probably a little bit higher than that, but 90% is still a really high number. And without these materials, your building project cannot move forward. The average time to build a home is 6.8 months. However, a few months of added delays have become common. So with delays, builders risk overrunning their fixed length builders risk policies or paying for coverage they don't need. So what we have done at Maverick Insurance is we have partnered with programs that can offer you flexible terms. We can do 9-month, 12-month, and even 18-month terms. We can also do month-to-month extensions. If you are to go over or think you're going to go over those first terms, we can do a month-to-month extension instead of charging you for a whole nother full term. And then on those extensions, if you finish early, we would be able to get you some money back. Cancel the policy, get some money back for you. The end of your construction project is one of the most important times to ensure you have the builder's risk policy in place, because the way the builder's risk is designed, it's designed to the insurance company knows that they're not covering a ton up front, but they're more than likely covering the big bulk of the construction at the end when most of the structure is built. Supply chain issue number 2. According to a recent article by Spectrum News, contractors reported they would typically pay $2.60 for a 2x4. It's now costing them $6.84. So prices are rising, everything's rising, and supplies are shortage because of supply shortages and logistic chain challenges. With prices rising faster than budgets can increase, it's important to find savings where you can. So again, what we do here at Maverick is we have our programs are typically 23% cheaper on the rate, just on the base rate, than any other programs out there. And that when we do that, because we have several different relationships with carriers, and they're all aggressive builders risk carriers and some brokers for things that they won't do, but we very rarely use brokers. We also have a bundle discount. So if you are a Maverick warranty builder, you're going to get a 5% savings off of this already low base rate that we've come up with. And then also we have the flexible terms, which this is very important these days. So I wanted to put a few examples in here so that you can see what I'm referring to. So we offer the 9, 12, and 18-month options, like I said before. So for an example, we could do a 9-month policy. It may cost $1,200 versus our competition that only has a 12-month policy, and they would charge $1,600. So our 9-month policy is prorated down to the 9 months. So it would be $400 less on each home that you're doing if your homes are taking 9 months or less to build. So on the other end, if you're doing larger homes, or your homes are taking, you think, more than 12 months, say 13, 14, 15 months, we can do the 12-month policy at $1,600. And then at the end of that term, if you need a couple more months, we can do a 3-month extension for $400 versus our competition that would force you into another 12-month policy, charging you another $1,600 without being able to cancel it when you're done and get any return premiums. So these two are very important. This is kind of what we do at Maverick. We're going to take a call or take a one-page application filled out by you, gather information, and we're going to tailor a builder's risk program that's specific to your building and your company and how long it takes you to build, and put together something that's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. So we also have, monthly reporting policies, annual reporting policies, but I have known lately that the single shots, what I'm going over right now, has worked out to be a cheaper option because of the supply chains and how long it's taking to build homes these days. So supply chain issue number 3, endless roadblocks and workarounds. The past few years, we've presented more challenges for builders than ever before, from multiple lockdowns to rising prices to supply chain issues and labor shortages and roadblocks often seeming endless. Basically, you have too much to worry about to have to worry about your builder's risk. So we have tried to make it as easy as possible on our builders, and these are the reasons why. So we can do same day quoting. With our team and easy to use digital platform, we can often provide quotes within an hour or two. We have a dedicated employee that just does builder's risk. So, you're not going to have to worry if one of us is in a meeting or, we're not there today or we took a vacation or whatever the case may be. Somebody is just doing builder's risk in our office. And that goes into expertise. So our team members only do construction. We only know, reading policies, getting coverages, looking at forms, exclusions. That's all our team does. We know these carriers and policies, and we get you into the right protection quickly. So to summarize, supply chain issues continue to drive material cost increases, which increases builders' risk insurance premiums. So with our flexible terms, we're able to do month to month on top of our already low base rates. We're going to save you a ton of money and be able to make it as easy as possible on you so that you can get back to building. Letting your builder's risk coverage lapse due to project delays is dangerous and costly. So like I said, if you're at the end of the term and your current carrier is requiring that you take out a whole nother 12-month policy, we don't want you to be in that situation. We don't want you to think, well, I only need it for another month, so I guess I'll just not renew it, because that is the time when your builder's risk is covering the most at the end of the project. And then again, we have flexible solutions to save you time and money. So I want to stress that we tailor our builder's risk programs to the specific builder. We don't just stick you with whatever's easier for us. We stick you with whatever's going to be the best for you, and then we do the work for you. So that was short and sweet. I ran through it pretty quick, but I'm going to open it to questions if anyone has any.
Thank you, Roger. If anyone has any questions, please submit them into the chat. If you do not have any questions, we'd just like to thank you for attending.
Here's my information too. If you don't have a question now, but you do later, or if you want to reach out to us to tailor something for you, show you what we can do, we'd love to hear from you.